Getting caught cheating and dropping out of university turned out to be the best thing that ever happened to me. You dreamt of one day becoming a YouTuber or a content creator, but don't know if you can make money from this path. You heard that it's difficult and most people fizzle out as quick as they came. As a 27-year-old, I've been living my dream, creating content full-time for the past 3 years. Not only that, but I've also managed to take a full year off for traveling and creating content. Okay, Goldman Sachs, one of the largest banks in the world, predicts that the creator economy will grow from $250 billion to $500 billion by 2027. What does this mean for you? It means you'll have greater opportunities to monetize your content, a larger audience watching online, and more advanced tools to help you create even better content for your audience. Developing the skills needed to become a YouTuber or even content creator will change your life. So in this video, I'll show you how being a content creator changed my life. Why did I drop out of school to pursue such a risky path? What skills did I learn along the way that helped me do this full time? What unexpected lesson did I learn that completely changed my career path? At the end of this video, you will see how I went from a college dropout to a full-time content creator who gets paid to do what they love. So I had just walked out of the dean's office, the assistant dean's office for my university, and the assistant dean told me this: you're on probation now. If you're caught cheating one more time, we will expel you. My world completely shattered from that, because me personally, I was always an A-B student. Never had anything lower than a B before on any of my grades. To get my first D ever, it was quite shocking. You see, this event was set up over a period of years. I'm not saying that this all of a sudden happened. No, this event was chained over a whole period of years. Me personally, I would say a fairly quick learner. I didn't struggle much during high school. Even in community college, it was pretty simple. I would put in pretty minimal effort, and from that minimal effort, I was able to get the grades that I wanted to be, which was good enough. I wasn't your stereotypical Asian who studied a lot, but I was stereotypical in the sense that I played so much game. That's the reason why I studied so little and really procrastinated, was because I played so much game. All I wanted to do was get home, rush through the homework, do as minimal studying as possible, then play games. That was the life then. And so because of that, my study habits never formed during those important years. Going to college, I was never taught the lesson. Don't procrastinate. I always heard the lesson, but yeah, I definitely turned a blind eye to don't procrastinate. Procrastinating is bad for you. And it caught up. It caught up to me big time. And because of those events, I decided that it would probably be a better idea for me to drop out here and now rather than keep on trying to slog through with the emotions of getting my first D. Maybe I could figure something out. This computer science thing, it was not working out at all, I tell you. As I was going through all this turmoil, I remembered Lisa. She told me a few months before this moment that she was interested in traveling internationally. So one of the places that we wanted to travel to was Japan. Initially, when she brought up the idea of traveling to Japan, I was fairly against it. Well, because I was a student, I was going to college at the time. There was really no opportunity or time to go. And so we left it at that. But now I was a free man. Or a free student, I should say. And so Lisa and I, we were pretty avid travelers. Nothing extraordinary. We would travel to local cities within our state of Texas, such as Houston, Austin. Yeah, those were the only two cities that we would travel to pretty often during our first few years, but now we were on to our third year, and we wanted to do somewhere more spontaneous, interesting, different. And there came the suggestion of Japan. Why not? Why not go to Japan? Me, I love Japan. I love the food, I love the culture, I love anime. No. I liked all these things before anime got really big. Like, you guys who watch One Piece from episode 1 know what I'm talking about. Except for what to do, we decided to book the tickets in 3 months' time and fly out to Japan for 1 week. So it looks like they're currently moving the airplane out right now. Yeah. Alright guys, we're finally in Japan. So right there, you can actually use to wash your hands. This wouldn't be Japan without the Hachiko statue. They feel like they're enjoying the attention. So guys, so right now we're in line. It's gonna be my first time trying some salmon over here. There's a ton of people here. And let me tell you, Japan was one of the most unbelievable experience I've had in my life up to that point. It did not let me down at all. The culture was so different, the way that people lived, the way that people spoke, the way that they presented themselves. It was all so different from what I've experienced up to this point in my life. I always felt like I was a caged bird in a sense, getting fed properly, getting taken care of, all of those things, but unable to escape the cage that had surrounded me. I was well protected. There was no danger, no risk, nothing like that. I was a very sheltered boy as a child. And really, who could blame my parents? I was the first son in my family, so I did a lot of experimenting, a lot of self-learning, a lot of things by myself. No one to really get directions from. Up to this point in my life, I wasn't close with anybody that had gone to college that could give me or point me in the right direction. For the first time, enjoying something other than playing games. That was magical. That was different. That really set a fire underneath me to go out there and do something. It was the whole reason, this trip was the whole reason why I started filming myself. For the first time in my life, I felt complete. I really felt like I found myself in this moment. While I was in Japan, I made sure not to miss out on any key moments. I mean, this was Japan that we were talking about. This was one of the very first dreams that I've had in my life that was actually coming true. There was very few things that I've actually chosen to accomplish up to this point that came true, but this was one of the things. And it felt like it unlocked the door. It unlocked the door to something else entirely. And before I really knew it, my time in Japan was up. This journey, this dream was over. I had woken up to reality. I was on that plane flying back home. And yeah, that sucked coming back home. It was essentially the saddest moment of that trip. But you know what? That sad moment, it just made me want to do something more. That 3-month period, the emotion was very intense. I felt numb before, but really, I think that experiencing intense bouts of emotions really change you as a person. It can either progress yourself or regress yourself. And so for me, those events progressed myself as a person, as an individual, and as a human. Coming back home, I realized what a joke of a life I have lived up to that very point. It's funny too, because in high school, I considered being a pharmacist. That didn't work out. In college, I considered becoming a mechanical engineer. I'm glad that didn't work out. Then I switched to computer science, and ultimately that did not work out. So rather than doing all those things, I decided I was gonna go into marketing. Not to knock on them, nothing wrong with those professions. I definitely wouldn't have been able to make it through. That's for sure. And coming back from Japan, it gave me this realization also that what's the point of living if I have to live doing something that I know I won't enjoy, that during the tough times I'm not going to be able to push through. Really, that's the biggest lesson I gained from this trip was during hard times, you're gonna have to be able to push through. And what is your reason for pushing through? Why are you even pushing through if you don't even like it? You know, as you can see, I'm on my way to work and traffic is a little crazy. This is how it's like every morning. And you know what? I don't mind it because I get to do something that I love, which is content creation. After that lesson, I decided that I was gonna become a content creator. I don't know how. I didn't know when. I just knew that this video thing was pretty fun. It was so enjoyable being able to share my perspective to others. I think it was the thing that I found most enjoyable. And I no longer felt like I was suffering or living life just to live it. I felt like I had a purpose in pursuing this path. I only ever saw this on YouTube. All these people living their own life, creating for a living. That's what I wanted. And so, if they could do it, I could probably find a way to do it, right? All I knew was it wasn't impossible. That's all I knew. And that was good enough for me. As long as it wasn't impossible, I would try to walk down this path. And the first thing that I did when I got back home was I started to film everything. And when I say everything, I really mean everything. Whatever I could get my hands on, whatever I was doing, I would film myself playing tennis with my little brother. I would film myself going on little trips here and there. I would film workouts, just whatever. I knew that I needed to practice. I did not know how to film anything at all when I first started. It was really scary. And you know what? The skills that have helped me to get to this point in my life has been videography, video editing, storytelling, communication, and idea generation. Those 5 are the top skills I suggest anyone who wants to be a full-time content creator learn. And I'll admit, even in this position, this is not exactly what I have dreamt of just yet, but it's really I am living the dream per se. I'm on the journey to living my dream. And that's what's so fun about this, is that day in and day out I get to make a living creating content. That's insane. That's crazy. 5 years ago, I would have given everything to get to where I am today. And yeah, that's really it. 5 years ago, I dropped out of school because I didn't know what to do. But you know what? I'm so glad that I dropped out and just did something, anything. Taking that step forward was the best decision I've ever done in my life. It was the best decision I decided that I was gonna make. No one else decided that for me. Not my parents, nobody else but me. So take responsibility for your own life, put it into your own hands. Don't blame anybody else for where you're at right now, because doing so, you give the power of deciding that your life is in someone else's hand when truly it's in your own hands. The job, career, or ultimately whatever you decide that you want to do is up to you, and really that is what shapes your outlook on life, because what you decide to do as a living will impact you and allow you to mold your life the way that you want it to be. Look, there's going to be bad things in everything you do. The grass is always greener on the other side. And so we always see these jobs online that people swear is the best type of job, but really the best type of job is the type of job where you are willing to push through in whenever shit gets hard, because shit will always get hard, and it's really up to you if you want to keep pushing through that shit. Oh, are you still here? Since you're still here, thanks for watching. If you're interested in becoming a full-time content creator like I have, I'll be teaching you on how I film, how I edit, how I come up with ideas for videos, just based off of all the things I've learned in the past 5 years through my YouTube journey and through my content creation journey. So if you like that type of stuff, consider subscribing, and thanks for watching. Bye.